On October 2nd, 2012, a group of criminals got wind that a marijuana business owner had large sums of cash buried underground. They kidnapped him from his home and took him 3 hours away to the Mojave Desert, where they tortured him and left him to die. Why did that happen? Because the marijuana business owners today do not have access to financial institutions and are strapped with large amounts of cash. Today I'm going to explain to you the laws surrounding marijuana banking, banks working with marijuana companies, then the issues that arise due to the lack of marijuana banking, and lastly, encourage you to support the National Cannabis Industry Association. To get an idea of the regulatory environment surrounding marijuana banking, let's take a step back to 2013 when the Cole Memo was introduced. This was in light of some states legalizing marijuana, and it told the state attorney generals not to enforce the national law, rather implement 8 enforcement priorities, like making sure that children did not get their hands on the marijuana. This provided a small amount of buffer for the marijuana banking industry. In 2014, the Financial Criminal Enforcement Network issued its guidelines as to how banks should be working with the marijuana industry. It proved to be far too regulatory, and many banks stayed away from the industry as a whole. Also in 2014, a credit union intending to work with marijuana businesses was denied access to wire money between banks, thus setting up a horrendous precedent. At the beginning of 2018, Jeff Sessions rescinded the Cole Memo, that little bit of buffer for the marijuana banking industry. However, recently he resigned, making the possibility of marijuana banking being legal a possibility once more. Today, it is estimated that only about 400 small financial institutions work with marijuana-related businesses, and they are associated with high fees and are hard to find. There are some issues that arise due to the lack of marijuana banking. The first is the health of the marijuana-related businesses. According to Grandview Research, the marijuana industry is expected to grow at a 25% compounded annual growth rate from 2017 to 2025. This is a high-growth industry, and the businesses are going to need access to small business loans, which they cannot get because they don't have access to financial institutions, thus stunting the growth of the industry. Secondly, there are some issues that arise with tax collection. According to Wharton professor Conti Brown, the city of Sacramento only collected $5 million from marijuana-related businesses last year, and expects they missed out on an additional $9 million. However, they cannot collect this because auditing an all-cash business is near impossible. This must be fixed. Lastly, all-cash businesses are extremely dangerous for their business owners. Aside from the story that I mentioned at the beginning, there are countless other stories of marijuana-related business owners being robbed due to the fact that they had too much cash and could not store their money in a bank. This is unfair to the legal business owners. These issues must be stopped. One way of supporting the legalization of the marijuana banking industry is by supporting the National Cannabis Industry Association. It's a large lobbyist group that supports the cannabis industry as a whole. Their mission is to promote the growth of a responsible and legitimate cannabis industry and work for a favorable social, economic, and legal environment for that industry in the United States. The NCIA holds educational events, lobbies, and runs a political action committee which I suggest you donate to in order to improve the health of marijuana-related businesses, collect more taxes, and make better lives for the marijuana-related business owners.